Good morning, my brothers and sisters. Welcome to episode 11 in Be With Me. We're in the book of Romans. I'm going to call today, it's a matter of the heart. And we're going to start with it's the matter of our heart, and then we're going to move towards that it's a matter of God's heart. So today we're going to plop down into God's law that he's written on our hearts. For the Jews, it was in the book, in the revelations of the Old Testament, and he wrote it in the Bible. For the Gentiles, he wrote it in creation. And he wrote it so clearly that he finds mankind, man and woman, accountable for what he put in creation. That is, that there's this work of the law that's written in our hearts, that we know enough about God, that it's plain to us, that our conscience bears witness to it, creation bears witness to it, to God's power, to God's divinity, and it's clearly perceived. So the invisible attributes of God have become visible. And we choose to, by suppressing the truth and becoming fools and exchanging God for the images that have been made, then we presume on the riches of God's kindness. We presume on the riches of God's patience. So we sort of do the wrong thing with this gap that we see between sin and wrath, this gap of time, which is meant to lead us to repentance. Okay, so now he's going to ask the question today is, who is a Jew? Who is a person that is close to God? Who is a person after God's heart? So here it is from Romans chapter 2, verse 26 through 29. So if a man who is uncircumcised keeps the precepts of the law, let me start again. So if a man who is uncircumcised keep the precepts of the law, will not his circumcision be regarded let me start a third time. So if a man who is uncircumcised keeps the precepts of the law, will not his uncircumcision be regarded as circumcision? Then he who is physically uncircumcised but keeps the law will condemn you who have the written code and circumcision but break the law. For no one is a Jew who is merely one outwardly, nor is circumcision outward and physical. What? But a Jew is one inwardly, and circumcision is a matter of the heart, by the Spirit, not by the letter. His praise is not from man, but from God. So I'm going to title today, Matter of the Heart. And we're going to ask this question again, who is the Jew? Now, he's saying that a non-external Jew could be regarded or viewed or thought of as a Jew, as a family of God, as a favored person of God. And this concept is opening the door to non-Jews being included in the family of God. The door's open a crack here today, and he's going to bust it open in the chapters to follow. So he's devaluing circumcision, this external thing, and increasing the valuing of keeping the law. Now, the problem is that nobody has ever kept the law except for Christ. No human has ever kept the law. But what? This is not in the passage today, but it's going to be in the future. But what if he's kept it for us? And what if we get it counted to us? It's not our circumcision that we're talking about, not our external circumcision. It's that counts. It's the satisfaction of the law by Christ. So we'll get to that in the days to come. All right. So circumcision is of the heart, and that is another. It's a buzzword for faith. So the Jews, the chosen people of God, are not the external circumcision marked by. Now they're going to be marked by what's going on inside. That circumcision is a matter of the heart. So that opens the door to females and Gentiles and anybody who is of faith. So Jewishness, quote unquote, is by the Spirit. So getting in the family of God, getting to be the chosen of God, is going to be by the Spirit. It's not that which is seen by man, but that which is seen by God. And we can find that God is pleased in this. Verse 29 that says his praise is not from man, but from God. So God is pleased when we circumcise our heart, when we have faith. God is pleased with this. So how do you find the people of God? We don't look in their pants, we look in their heart. So what happens in their heart counts or is regarded as circumcision, or the modern circumcision, if you will. And that is the marker of who's in God's family. So a Jew is one who's of the family of God, who's of the chosen, who's of the elect. It's a matter of the heart. And before we get proud, it's by the Spirit. The people of God is determined by the call of the Spirit and the influence of the Spirit. It's not, and it's not us who can stand before God and say, hey, look what I have done. It's really everybody who says, look what the Spirit has done in me. The last verse says, but a Jew is one inwardly. Circumcision is the matter of the heart, by the Spirit, not by the letter. It reminds me of Genesis chapter 4, verse 1, where Adam and Eve make love, and then Eve gets pregnant with Cain, and she says, with the help of the Lord, I have brought forth a man. And I think today, recognizing that every mother really senses what's going on inside her belly is so far above of her pay grade, she says, with Eve, with the help of the Lord, I have brought forth a man. Similarly, we can say here today that with the help of the Lord, I am a Jew. With the help of the Lord, I am in the family of God. With the help of the Spirit, I am of the people of God and the chosen of God. So Paul has spent paragraph after paragraph here, kind of throwing the Jews under the bus, his fellow Jews, and tomorrow he's going to honor them. In the meantime, say with me, kind of like Eve does, with the help of the Lord, by the Spirit of the Lord, I am a Jew, and it pleases God. Thanks for listening.